Hello, guys. How are you doing today? Welcome to your favorite show, FarmerHubTV. And happy Easter in advance to you guys, and hope the Good Friday is going great with you guys everywhere you are. And as you can see, we are live on the show once again. And we're bringing a new topic to you guys. We're actually going to be doing a series about the topic which we have right now, which is going to be women in agribusiness. So it's going to be a series, and we are going to be talking to a wonderful guest on here today, who is the CEO and the co-founder of Cato Foods. I hope I pronounced that well. In the name of Atinuke Lebile. I hope I also pronounced that well, but she's also going to come online to introduce herself. Like I said, we're going to be celebrating women in agriculture, their experiences, everything they've accomplished in agriculture, which is to let you know that it's not just a man's world, it's also a woman's world. And what a man can do, a woman can do better. And our guest today has accomplished a lot in the area of value chain production and farming as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her online right now and let her introduce herself. Good day. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good evening,
Good
Miss
evening.
Karen. And how are you doing?
I'm doing fine as well. Thank you for joining us today. And
Thank you for having me too.
you're welcome. Like I said, I'm Ayo, and I'm very glad to have you on the show today because our topic today is something we'd really want to make a series, and you're going to be our first guest on it, which is women in agribusiness um, and value chain production. So I'm going to just give you a few seconds to introduce yourself properly because I'm very sure I didn't pronounce your last name very well. So
You
I'm going to
tried
let you.
actually.
I tried. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about who you are. Thank you.
Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Atinuke Lebile
Ebile.
and I work with Cato Foods. So Cato Food is a nutritional food company that processes biofortified crops like vitamin A cassava, vitamin A maize, the orange flesh sweet potato into different value chain. Like we had value to cassava basically and maize and potato. And we've been able to come up with different food products. And to our research, we've been able to come up with about 25 different products from cassava. And we've only been able to commercialize just some. And in cattle food, I'm always proud to say this that we are the first company um, to produce custard from vitamin cassava.
Wow.
And it's
Okay.
called custard, not custard.
Oh,
But it's just like
custard.
your
Okay.
normal custard.
Okay.
And much more that we've done in cattle food. And we are also into commodity trading in cattle food. So if you have products that you want to sell, you're looking for certain produce that you want to buy, you could link us up, we'll connect you. So basically,
Uh,
that's all. Yeah.
wow. I you see. I told you guys that she's well accomplished in her field. Anything that has to do with value chain, um, a go-to person. So my first question basically is why this area? Why this line of business? Why not you know every everybody, don't let me start saying every lady or every guy, everybody would want to do or go to school to do something different. Well, why in this line of business?
So I get this question every time. And Well, what I'm in agriculture is about passion. I'm passion to make money, not just
Mm.
passion to come and suffer. Passion to
Yeah.
make money.
Mhm.
And my journey into agriculture started as an individual interest, like every other child, like you said. I wanted to be a doctor or a nurse
Mm.
in that medical field. That was
Yes.
my dream.
Mm.
And that was actually my parents' dream for me.
Mm.
But along the line, I found myself in agriculture, and throughout my university, my under level, 200 level, 300 level first semester, I wasn't studying because it was agriculture.
Mm.
I wasn't studying. I just want to shall get out from the agric and do my second degree. And because I don't want to sit down at home anymore, so I collected that. They offered me, so I collected it because I don't want to stay at home anymore. So I started doing that until my 300 level second semester.
Mm.
I had to speak to myself because until then I was on third class in the university.
Mm.
So I had to speak to myself, babe, even if you're not going to use agric at the end of the day, at least come up with something good
Oh yeah.
for you to go for the second degree that you want to go to. So that was when I started putting my interest in agriculture. Okay, let's read to pass. That was what I was doing. But along the line, while reading and doing some practical, I found it interesting. And I was like, okay, let's see what's up. And put myself into it. And along the line, I started meeting friends, I started meeting people who are also in agriculture, ask questions, and actually find it interesting for me. So I'm like, okay, let's see if I can be able to do something with this agriculture. And if I'm not able to do it, if I cannot withstand the stress, then I leave and I go for my second degree. So after my university and I got home and I told my dad that I want to explore like Greek. He was mad because he's a doctor.
Mm.
So he's already seen a daughter that will carry the legacy of the of the
Forward,
medical
yeah.
whatever,
Medical,
because we had
yeah.
a clinic, and before I get admission I was already working with him in the clinic thinking I was going to get into medical line and all that. So he was already happy. So getting home and saying that, dad, I want to explore agriculture, is like a bombshell.
Mm.
So he was not even we're not in very good terms for like 1.5 years
Wow.
because of that word. And I just told him, okay, we had to sign an agreement. I have a friend in
Mm.
Ibadan who is in agriculture. Let me go. Let me see if I can withstand it. And if I cannot withstand, don't worry, I'll come back home and I will do your medicine.
Mm.
That was the plan. But deep within, I already know that's not going back.
Wow.
So I told him I was going to spend 2 weeks in Ibadan. I spent 3 months without coming home because I didn't know what I wanted.
That's
And
good.
because is this sector that at that time there is not so much female in that sector. And I always love challenging myself, like, okay, let's see now. If there are no females, there should be, we cannot just have male farmers, like, it's not possible. And we are not even enough. There are a lot of value chain in the agric sector that even if I don't
Yeah.
want to go to the farm, I can go into logistics, I can go
Yeah.
into processing, I can go, like, a lot of value chain that I can
There's
actually
so
do.
much more apart from just your farm land and
Yes.
tilting the farm and all that. Yep, you're right.
Yes, and that's what I will always preach to people that want to go into agriculture. Why not try to look at the value chain and see where you can fall into your interest? And let's forget the primary cultivation for now.
Mm.
Like we have enough people if they have enough resources. But the value chain is lacking.
Mm.
So, and I always and before then, I have this interest of creating things. So that was when the whole food processing started.
Yeah.
Try to just create one thing or the other, do tomato powder, do fruit chips, do like a lot of things then.
Yeah.
So that was when it started. And because I love volunteering, so I volunteered for a friends organization in the northern part, and I saw malnourished children, and like I cried. So
Mm.
the whole thing of agric and health came to my head. Like we need agriculture and health means actually met at a point. And the point is called
Mm.
nutrition.
Nutrition,
So
yeah.
we should be able to do something with agriculture. And that's why I took interest in the bar fortified crops, like It can address malnutrition
Yeah.
even with our stable food.
Mm.
So that's where the whole
So
journey started.
that's wonderful. So you've been able to merge your passion with that culture of medicine that you had
Yeah.
back home and everything. That's so wonderful. I was because since I got the information I was going to talk to you, I've been like researching a little bit about you, and so I see you already talked about volunteering that you do. I also see something about Mandela Washington Fellow. What's that all about? Is that like a postgraduate course or what's that about?
Okay, so Mandela Washington Fellowship is a fellow, like it's fellowship for young African leaders between the
Yeah.
age of 20 and 35.
Mm.
So it's an initiative of the former president of the United States, President Obama. So
Okay.
Obama tried to bring in Africans, young Africans from different part of African countries together that are actually solving some social problems
Mm.
in their community. So it's a kind of a fellowship program with all that other African countries that is
Countries.
being
Yeah.
taken place in the USA.
Oh,
So it's been we all come together in the United States and we go through trainings, through practical trainings and both classroom trainings just to help us with what we're doing. And also is a form of collaboration for you and other African countries that you could work together
you could
to
work together.
solve
Yeah.
some challenges. Yes, so it's initiative of Obama and his fellowship. And for here in Nigeria, US Embassy is the one in charge of it here in Nigeria. So it's
Okay.
something that is open for everyone. If you're a young person and you're a social entrepreneur, or maybe you're into NGOs or whatever, even if you're a business
Oh,
person,
okay.
I'm a
Even if a
business person.
business, right? So
So it's
it's not
open to
strictly
everyone.
for agricultural
No, not strictly for
sector.
agriculture, it's for every sector, like every
Okay.
sector. So once the application is out, all you just need to do in put in your best application for it. So they just want you to tell us what you do, the social problem that you're solving, and that is all, and what you've achieved so far.
Oh, guys, sorry. Network started again, but like you know how it is. Oh, you're gonna bear with us, and everything should be resolved in a few seconds or minutes. Let's see. Yeah, it's frozen. So I'm just going to take it from there. So Atinuke basically has a lot going on her sleeves. Like I said, she's the co-founder of Cato Foods, which is going to be our main topic today. She also is a co-founder of Ogumont Farmers Academy. So I believe they do more about training and consultancy and that. She's also the team lead of Our Voice Africa. So Our Voice Africa is basically an NGO which gives attention to girl child education, skills acquisition, development, empowerment of girl child, to focus on creating education, vocational opportunities for about 50 girls. They advocate education of girl child labor and abuse, developing programs of action, developing programs of action for girls' engagement in viable vocational training, and so much more. And she's also the coordinator of the Lighthouse Africa, so she really has a lot of stuff up her sleeve. But like I said, our main topic today, which we're still going to come back to immediately she's back on, is the value chain that she adds to the production of cassava. So let's just wait and see how soon she can get back. Then we'll get back to you guys. All right. While we're waiting for Atinuke to come back online, I'm just going to acknowledge some of our viewers that have joined us so far. K. Silas, thank you for reaching out. And also Onyeka Emmanuel, thank you so much. And we also have Nkechi Nwokolo, thank you so much. Fortunately, we're still not able to get Atinuke back right now, but like I said, you know, on our show it happens a lot because of the connection back and forth from Nigeria down here, but hopefully she'll be able to get back online. And we're just keeping our fingers crossed, because definitely it's a topic we'd want to finish up with her, and also get to talk more about the whole process of cassava processing and into other products. Can you remember she mentioned something about making it into custard, which they call them custard, you know. So it's we really would want to listen to her and hear some of her information. Um, just bear with us, and thank you so much. Thank you, and welcome back once again. We we've been able to get her back on. Sorry about our network. You know how it is. Uh, thank you for joining us back. Don't worry,
I'm
we're
very
used to this
sorry.
on we're used to it on the show. The
I'm
network
so sorry.
connection and all that. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Thank you.
Most of our viewers understand that that's how it is, and they usually understand, and they stay with us. All right,
And
so let's
I was actually still in the bush, so I'm sorry.
okay, that's one thing we have to you understand as well. You're a farmer, so network over there is not always
I'm
that
so
good.
sorry.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right. It's okay, no problem. Um, okay, so let's go into our main thing, which is cassava processing
Okay.
into other products. Um, can you just give us like a brief description of how everything start out? Do you plant the cassava and also process it, or do you source it from other farmers? How do you go about the whole process?
Okay, so for us as Cato Foods, when we start, let me start from when we started. So when we started, we didn't just start with processing. So because this is one of the things I'll tell people that actually want to go into maybe agribusiness or processing or whatever value chain of agribusiness you want to go to. So for
Mm,
the processing aspect, because we knew what we wanted to do, and because we also know someone that who has been doing something related to what we wanted to do. So at
mm,
first, we had to start taking product from that person, repackage, we start taking it in bulk,
yeah.
repackage and start selling, all because we want to um, want to know our customers and how people are going to react to this product.
Okay.
So that was what we were doing before. And because the type of cassava we use for 90% of what we do is different, is the vitamin cassava. So everything from it is different. So the gari is yellow without palm oil, the fufu is yellow and every other thing. So we want to see the
Oh, okay.
acceptance before going into the production.
Mm,
So we're taking from someone and we're packaging and we're selling just to see the acceptance before we go into
into
processing.
yeah, yeah.
So when we went in the processing of this cassava product, we also have a farm. We also have a farm that we started because of raw materials.
Yeah.
But as a processor, you cannot what you planted won't be enough for you once you have your market.
Yes, that's true.
So when we started small and we're processing in with local fryers and all that initially, and
Mm,
we started processing to gari. And by the time we want to process into flour, we have to look for a processor that has a flash dryer. So we take the cassava there to process into flour
mm,
and some other products like that. So we're doing contract manufacturing with other processing companies
companies, yeah.
before we have our own. So like I do tell people, start small. Don't just invest your money. If you want to go into processing, don't just invest your money into machinery before you start. You can
Mm,
start with others. You can partner with others to start your business. So and by the time God was able to bless us to have our own at least factory with flash dryer, with automated fryer and every other thing, we had to cultivate cassava, and we also have we develop a model we called outgrower farmers, and this is a model of having farmers to plant for us. So we give them
mm,
stems, we give them planting materials, and they cultivate to our specification, and we buy all
okay.
from them and we process, we
Mm,
package, and we sell. So that is
okay.
the way the whole processing started from.
Okay. So that's good. Um, what's the shelf like of the gari that you process? The shelf like as how
Like
long
I
does
can't
it
hear
last for?
you.
How long does it the shelf like? What's the shelf like? How long does it last? How long can you keep it for?
I don't know if you hear me. I can't hear
I
you.
can I can hear you very well. Yeah. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Hmm. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you
Can you?
faintly, just faintly.
Wow. Okay. What about now? Hello. Okay. It seems we're having communication issues as well. Um. Hello. Can you hear me now? Okay. Uh. Okay.
Do you
Just
want me
going
to log in
to.
and log out and log in
Yes,
back?
please. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It happens, right? So we just want to say sorry and thank you for staying with us. So basically, Oluwa Yemisi Ade Shino, we're talking to the COO and the co-founder of Cato Foods, who is Atinuke Lebile, and she's taking us through the process of adding value to cassava. So how they make cassava into other end products like your gari, your cassava chips, and also other products. She also talked about how being the first company that was able to make cassava into custard, which they call custard. So basically, that's where we are so far. Hello, Atinuke, can you hear me now?
Properly.
Okay. All right. No problem. Thank you. I was just asking what the shelf like of the product. What's it like? How long does it last for after
Okay,
you've
so
gone
it
through the
depends.
processes?
So it depends on the product. So we have about five, six products. We have Gary, we have the vitamin A Gary, the one that is yellow without palm oil. We have the fufu powder. We have the vitamin A fufu, and we have the normal fufu. We have the custard. We have snack. we have orange flesh sweet potato. So for let me start from the orange flesh sweet potato. Your orange flesh sweet potato can use more than a year in your house because
Okay.
we have to dry it to a very good dry matter so that it can last a long time. So it can last
Mm.
once it's not exposed to sunlight or exposed to um yeah, too much light or made rodent and all that. It can last for more than a year. The snack can only last for about 3 months
Okay.
because it is fried. The fufu can last more than a year too, like 2 years. The gari
Okay.
can last more than a year too if they are all preserved well. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. That's good. That's it's wonderful. I've gone through some of the pictures of your products. I'm going to, while we're talking as well, I'm going to try to show it online here, and if you don't mind. So my next question would be, we've talked, so you guys have your own farm, right? That
Yes.
you yeah, and you also source from other farmers.
Yes, sure.
So how do you make gari without palm oil? Because not the way I know is that they always had palm oil to it. So is it a special cassava that you have to plant, or how do you just come about your product?
Okay, so Gary without palm oil. So it is made from yellow cassava. So the cassava comes yellow. It is bulk
Okay.
fortified cassava. It is being called vitamin cassava. So it is different from the normal white cassava that we are all used to. I know that is white is the general cassava that we have, and but this one is yellow because of the vitamin content, the beta carotene content in the cassava,
Okay.
and it's this research is actually being done here in Nigeria, and it is being done in order to
Hmm.
reduce the rate of malnutrition in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So, because we feel people should be able to eat what they are used to and get the required micronutrients from what they eat. So, just like solving malnutrition with stable crops.
Hmm.
So, vitamin cassava is yellow on its own. It is naturally yellow on its own, because of the
Okay.
presence of beta carotene, which is vitamin A in it. So the vitamin content in the cassava helps to reduce the starch content. So it makes the gari, or it makes every other product that is being made from the cassava good for diabetic patient. It is good for your eye. If there's someone that you don't like taking gari, or you love taking gari but you don't take it because maybe it gives you eye challenges or whatever challenges, you cannot have your gari with vitamin
Okay.
A, which will even help with the eye issue. And for children, especially for people at the bottom of the pyramid, especially people in rural areas, it will also help them because of the vitamin content in this gari. And malnutrition is actually very prominent in the rural areas. So
Yes.
this help them to reduce the malnutrition, rate in the rural area. So that
Right.
is why we came up with the gari. So the gari is naturally yellow. It's because the cassava is yellow and because it contains vitamin A, the beta carotene.
Mm.
So that is why it's yellow.
All right. So, guys, I actually have the picture on screen right now showing of the Gary with someone holding it. That's Cato Gary Plus. And so this bag now, what size is it and how much does this go for?
Okay, so this bag that you're projecting is 2 kg.
Okay.
It is 2 kg, and presently it goes for 1,500.
Okay. So is this to the point made to that point where you can also have this shipped out of the country? Do you do like, how do I put it?
Okay,
Can this be shipped to
presently for us.
anywhere in the world? Exporting, yeah.
Well, Okay, so it is not everywhere in the world at the moment.
Okay.
Presently, we are working on the exporting, and because we're trying to get some other certifications. But for people that actually want it outside the country, we ship to them. So they send us
Okay.
their order, and we ship to them through logistic companies. That is what we
Okay.
do at the moment. But
Okay.
for stores, maybe for stores outside the country and all that, presently we don't have stores outside the country. But if you want it, we definitely ship to you.
Okay, cool. All right. So guys, that's the Gary for you. I know they also have another product that I was looking at. The fufu, right?
Yeah.
Or has, they will call it in Canada fufu. So we tell us about that. How do you go about that? I'm also going to have that picture on screen as well. So
So the fufu is just like every other fufu that we eat,
mm,
and this one is yellow. So it is golden yellow when you make it. I really wish you could share the picture. It is golden yellow when you make it for the vitamin fufu. Although we have
okay.
both the white and the vitamin A.
Okay.
But the vitamin A is let me talk more about the vitamin A. We are all used to the white fufu. So it's undergo the same process that your white fufu go through. It's just produced into flour form, and you make it just maybe like the way you make your semo, or if you want to make it to mash before you make it, it is fine. But it is still fufu from the cassava. So there's no different in taste, and it is odorless. A lot of people don't
Okay.
like eating fufu because of the odor. This one is 100% odorless. Even both the white fufu and the vitamin A
And the
fufu, they are
vitamin.
all odorless. Yes.
Okay. So I have a question for one of our viewers. K Silas says, would storing the product in a dark pantry increase the shelf life of the product? There are some
Yeah.
products that you have to store like, with no light and everything.
That's a very good question, Mr. K. Silence. That yes. If you store, especially vitamin A products, if you store them in a dark pantry or something, it will help to increase the shelf life and even help to prolong the vitamin A content in it.
Okay.
Because let me just use an example of your palm oil. Yes, palm oil, everybody knows that palm oil contains vitamin A. Once you expose your palm oil to sunlight, the vitamin start breaking down.
Okay.
Yes. So
Hmm.
it's just like this being exposed to too much sunlight or too much. So we always teach our customers that when you want to store this product, you store them in somewhere that is cool and not that so much light. And also, if you buy our Gary, maybe you buy the 5 kg or the 50 kg, you will see that there's a black nylon inside the sack that is being used for the protection. So, Mr.
Protection.
Kesalas, you are right. It helps to prolong the shelf life and also the micronutrient content in it. Thank you.
Hmm. Oh, thank you. So I have a question for our own very Yonda Ola Tunde. Do you see potential ethanol production from cassava?
Yes, thank you for that question. Like, there's a great potential in ethanol production
Okay.
from cassava. Like, there's a great
Mhm.
potential. Just that the investment required for that it is high. It is
Mm.
much
Yeah.
compared to where you want to start. Compared to flour, we make flour. But if you want to go into, let's say, starch production and internal production, if I want to set on a starch line now, I can't be spending anything less than 60 million, 70 million naira to set up a starch,
Yeah.
yeah, processing line. So also
Mhm.
ethanol, but there's a great potential in ethanol production. There's a great
Mm.
potential in ethanol production.
All right. So thank you guys for the question, for helping me out as well and asking Atinuke some questions. So my next thing right now, Atinuke, is where do you see the company going from here? Because do you have issues with how would I put it? I don't want to be too harsh on me. I'm from ego. Why would I, from men? Let me just use plain word. From men being like, oh, why is she in this kind of line? she doesn't know how to do it, so we can do it better than her. Do you go through things like that? Well, because we seem to think that it's farming is a man's world, which is not. But what issues have you actually encountered with things like that?
Okay, so initially when I started,
Mm,
I do have issues with that, because, and another thing, but I can't, it's not a disadvantage for me because I have a small stature, so I look
okay.
like a baby.
Okay.
And now see me doing things that men feel it is their own sector, it is only made for them. Initially, when I started, it was a challenge because sometimes when I try to approach people for trainings or for marketing and all that, they look at me someone like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time and
Mm,
you're not capable. Even now, people see me. Sometimes when I dress up and go out, people will tell me, you what, yeah, you call yourself a farmer, that kind of thing, the way you are and all
mm,
that. But one thing I've been able to understand in this sector or whatever sector that is men dominating sector is you just have to prove yourself.
yeah.
And proving yourself is not for you to outdo yourself.
Mm,
Just make sure that what you're doing it right.
you're doing it
I'm
right.
not into competition with anybody.
Mm, that's
You're
that's
not competing
important.
with, and don't compete. Just make sure that that area of value chain that you've chosen for yourself, do it right. And I tell people, whatever aspect you are in agriculture, bring the principality and power in that aspect. And what do I mean by
Mm,
principality and power? Know everything. Like when they
everything
wake
you need
you
to
up from
know.
your sleep, you
Mm,
can give every information about that area of value chain that you have.
mm,
So that
that's
when they are talking and they want your input, you won't be saying, okay, let me go and ask somebody, let me go through Google, let me go, that kind of thing. Bring your game up front. You are
mm,
ready. So just make sure that you have every information and you're doing it right. Like you're doing it right. And one of the things that really helped me was I was able to make friends easily in my sector, in the
mm,
sector. Like I have a lot of friends. Like 80% of my friends now are in the agricultural sector.
mm,
And majority are guys, male
yeah.
friends.
Mm,
So, and I'm able to, even if I have crisis, I'm able to call. I'm able to um chat them up and all that. So don't just come because you want to come and prove yourself that woman can do it better, man, what man can do, man can do. No,
yeah.
just make sure that you're coming in to add value to them and also to what you do, and you're doing it better. So you're not into
Mm,
competition with anybody. Whatever aspect of the value chain you have, make sure you know it and you embrace it well and you do it well. So that is the most important thing.
that's a good way to put it. That's so wonderful. It's always
Now I
amazing
can't
when
hear
you
you
see.
again.
Okay, you can't hear me again. Yeah, it must be from your end that your
I
audio.
can't hear you again.
Wow. Okay. You're gonna have to sign out again. Mm, mm, mm. Hello. Sorry guys. You know how it is. Our show is always with one hiccup or the other, but we get by. We try our best, and we try to hang in there. Thank you so much. Remember to share, subscribe, and click on the notification button so that you'll always know when we start our new show. Just going to say thank you to Oyenka Emmanuel for joining the show, K Silas. I'm going to say thank you to Oluwayemi Siade, and I know my son is watching me because I must put this on there because he says, Dad, So thank you, son, for watching. Thank you also to Yoda for always going all out and hooking up with new guests on the show and things like that. You rock, man. And so Atinuke is back on here. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you properly. Thank
Okay.
you. I'm
We
very
we need
sorry
to
for all this.
yeah, it's all right. It's okay. We understand. So what do you do about the how do you maneuver the economy situation in Nigeria with your products, so how you get your product out, sales and things like that. How does the economy actually affect you?
Hmm, that is a great question. Because I was just discussing this with some people today on the farm that sincerely, if you look at the economy of Nigeria and the way business owners are, that Nigeria is not encouraging when it comes to business. Because
Mm,
there are a lot of things that discourages you, from electricity
yeah.
to logistics to a lot of things.
Mm,
Because like for production line, we spend more money on diesel just to power your
power,
machinery.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's like it's crazy. And you pay for and you pay electricity bill every
Mm,
month. And when they see that you are even industry or a factory, they triple your bill.
your bills.
So
Mm,
it's crazy. But one thing that has actually kept us going in Nigeria economy is one thing is, like I said earlier, whatever you do it right. If you're coming into agriculture, in whatever aspect, do it right. Let people trust your product and try to make sure that you preach out the importance or the benefit of whatever you're doing to people, because that is what will bring in product for you or bring in markets for you rather. So and that has really been helping us, and it has really been helping us to get customers, because there's nothing we can do to electricity. There is nothing we can do about that. What we can do is just to continue to pray to God for Nigeria economy. And one another thing that we've been able to do in terms of logistics that really affect us is we've been able to partner with one or two other logistic companies to transport our goods. Although sometimes they fail us, but all the
mm,
same, yes. So all the same, we still have to, look for extra and outside to transport these things. And most importantly, do not stand on your own. Try to seek help.
mm,
Like I ask people for help a lot. Like I don't know it all. Nigeria is crazy and all that. So like seek for help. Like I was telling someone that during that COVID period, nobody knew COVID was coming, but COVID came and disrupted everything.
everything,
But
yeah.
one of the things that was able to help me, because it got a time that I almost entered into depression because I was not able to transport goods to my customers. I had
Mm,
to, like, I speak out, and it got to an extent we had to be using personal vehicles, got
mm,
passes from the government, and start using personal vehicles to transport tons of Gary to Abuja and every other thing like that. It wasn't easy, but we have to survive.
yeah.
But one important thing that I said the other time is what you do it right, and
Yeah.
communicate the benefit of what you do. It's the benefit that people want to buy, not what you sell.
Mm,
Is the value. So communicate that value to people. So that they can know the value of what you're giving to them. That okay, this helps you with your health and all that. So once you communicate, so they will definitely come back to you. And the more sales you're able to make, the more you're able to at least some challenges that might come your way.
that
So it
might
is not
come the
easy,
way.
sincerely. It is
Mm,
not.
yeah, I always tell people it's a whole lot different boss doing business in Nigeria than anywhere in the world, because there are
Yeah.
so many challenges that you you have to go through, from the government policy to
Hmm.
every other
Now that
thing.
registration, tax,
Yeah,
SOM, it is not easy.
it's not
It is not.
easy. So totally. And I commend you, and I salute you for actually doing business there and keeping the boat afloat. So that's wonderful.
Thank
So you're welcome. Um, the other thing I would want to talk about is how do you how what are your thoughts about or how are you going to be able to pass to other women, other ladies, other girls? Because I know you have an NGO. I believe it's something voice, a voice.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you also use that to empower other girls to get into the agricultural sector? I know the NG is for other things, you just do trainings and everything. But how do you actually use this medium of, cattle food, cattle farm? And how do you use that to, help other girls that want to be like you, that is looking up to, oh, I want to be like Atinuke Lebile. I want to do what she's doing and I want to be successful as she is.
Okay, so you definitely did your research actually,
Oh
because I
yeah.
because I didn't remember sending profile. So a voice. So a voice is into several things. We're into rural women, girls empowerment, and under a voice, we have an initiative called She Agric.
Okay.
So She Agric is an initiative to empower women in agriculture and intending women in agriculture. So
Okay.
for youth or young lady or woman, a young woman that wants to go into agriculture, we use that platform to give you trainings, internship,
Yeah.
and probably little grant. Well, they call it grant, no funding that you have
Funding.
to pay back to start.
Yeah.
And how do we do that? So after we roll out applications for people who are interested,
Okay.
and they go through trainings and they go through internships. So whatever area of agriculture they're interested in, we definitely look for people in that aspect that are doing well, and we try to connect them for them to do an internship for about 3 months. And we seek
Okay.
for funding from potential investors, like if you really want to help a woman or women in agriculture and all that. So we give you like a startup stipend
Okay.
to start with,
To start with.
that although the stipend is you're going to pay it back because we use that also to help other
Mm.
women.
Okay.
But you're not paying back immediately. You're paying at least when by the time you make your maybe first payment, first money. And we're not just going to leave you, we are holding your hands too.
Okay.
So when you start, we also hold your hands to help with advisory and every other thing that you want to do. And we also use that platform also to just reach out to people in agriculture. And there's something, let me just, well, I've not announced it, but let me just say it here now. There's
Okay.
something I'm also planning on doing in about 2 months. It's for women in agriculture and for intending women in agriculture. And I'm still
Okay.
contemplating if it's going to be like an overnight get together, just for women agriculture to share their stories with intending women, or just to learn from each other. And yeah, going to be coming together just to learn from each other. So if you're interested, please
Okay.
don't go far. And the it's going to be rolled out. The application is going to be rolled out for people who are interested. So we're still contemplating if it's going to be an overnight thing, or it's not just to be a coffee thing. It's going to be an interesting program because it's not going to be all about seriousness and all that. We're going to
Mm.
have fun, but basically, it's going to be for women who are interested in agriculture and for people who are in agriculture already, to bring in other ladies that are doing so amazing, to share their stories, to share their lessons, and to learn from them. Yeah.
That's wonderful, because one of the reasons
Thank you.
why we're doing this series is that to celebrate women and in agriculture and help promote women in agriculture as well. So this is, like I said, it's a series, and you're the first person on, which we're thankful we have you. So yeah, I the number I have online for you is 0704 444 7885. So is that number okay for me to share?
Yes, yes, that's the company number.
Okay. All
So
right.
you can share.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to put that on screen for anybody that wants to get in touch with Cato Foods and also Atinuke. And as part of the project she talked about, in case you want to be part of it. And I'll be hoping maybe you would also give us maybe a privilege to come and probably video you guys while you're doing that show, because like I said, we want to help celebrate women in agriculture and promote it as well. So if that's okay, if you don't mind, and just let us know when that will come up and we'll be there.
No problem.
So that's wonderful. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. There's so much we still need to talk about. um you know you we still did we didn't talk about the is it the chips, or the, what do you call it, the Gary
Yeah, we
the
have other
cassava?
product that we didn't talk about. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so can we quickly talk about that before we go? Because I
Okay, so
how do you
we've talked
do
about the
that?
dairy and talked about the
Yeah.
fufu. Okay, so let's talk about the custard.
Okay.
So the custard is the first commercialized cassava-based custard in Africa at the
Oh
moment,
wow, that's good.
and it is made from vitamin cassava, like I said. So what brought about this idea? This idea started when we're having the issue with maize in Nigeria.
Oh no, I we didn't have. Oh man, there we go again, guys. Sorry about that. uh network. Yeah, we just lost her again. So we're gonna hope she rejoins us back so that she can be able to finish talking to her about the custard, which is from cassava made into custard. And I'm just going to use this medium to say thank you so much, everybody that joined us on the show, for your comments, for being part of the show. And remember to share, like, and subscribe on YouTube. And on our Facebook, also go on there. You can watch us both on YouTube and Facebook live, or you can always go back to watch our other shows. Thank you. And, we remain grateful for always joining us. And remember, you know, if we don't farm, we don't feed ourselves. So no farmer, no food, like it's said. So we need to get back to the farm so that we'll be able to feed ourselves and create wealth for ourselves. Our show today is about women in agribusiness, and topic about value chain production in cassava farming. So we've been able to talk to Atinuke Lebile about value added to cassava, our company Cato Food. I've been able to add value to cassava by creating vitamin E gari, which is naturally yellow gari. They've been able to create fufu. They've been able to create custard, which is made out of custard. So they've been able to create other product. They are based out of Iwo Osun State, and if you want to get in touch with, I have the number scrolling on there for both the farm and the cattle food, and also Atinuke. You should be able to get her on there anytime, and she has different initiative that helps the girl child, women, girls, to get into farming. Thank you so much for joining us back again. Don't worry,
Like,
it's
I'm so
okay.
sorry. Like, I don't know what, we don't know what's happening this evening.
It's always like that. You should watch some of our other shows. This is better. there was
Like,
a
I'm
time
really
I
sorry.
no, there was a time I actually lost power in Canada, and
Wow.
my I had two guests, and my power went out. So for
Wow.
like almost 15-20 minutes, they were just talking to each other. Yeah, before I could come back on. So it is what it is. It's a live
Sorry. I'm so
program.
sorry.
Anything can happen. So so you were telling us about the custard.
Okay, yeah. So the initiative came about when Nigeria had a problem with maize and aflatoxin issue,
Mm,
and we know that children feed on maize products a lot, like
mm,
pap, Cerelac, and all that kind of things. And
mm.
looking at Nigeria as a whole, we don't have one company in Nigeria that makes cassava starch, that produce cassava starch. So every custard that you see on shelf here in Nigeria, the cassava starch are being imported into the
Imported.
country
Wow.
before every other thing now be mixed with it and all that. So
Mm,
we try to now sit down like, okay, so we should be able to have something that could actually substitute for this. And that is why we're able to come up with custard from vitamin
okay.
cassava. Now,
Okay.
mind you, you cannot use your normal white cassava for it.
Mm,
You can only use the bar fortified cassava for it.
okay.
So, yes, so we came up with the product. We test run with people, like we gave it out to people to test for us before we now started selling to people.
Mm,
And sincerely, it came out so well. Like when we
wow.
started, it came out so well that it is
Mm,
more filling and it is more healthy. At least you know the source of what you have.
what you have, yeah.
So you know the sort of what you're
Mm,
eating, and it contains micronutrients. So we have that, and we have it in different flavors. Now we have it in banana flavor, in strawberry flavor, in vanilla flavor, depending on what you want. And a child from 6 months and above till adulthood can feed on it.
okay.
Yes.
That's
So we
nice.
also have the chips. The chip is called cattle bite. So
Okay.
it is made from beans and vitamin cassava flour,
Oh, yeah. Mm,
and it is sugar free. Like it is 100% sugar free, but it's very tasty.
mm,
Yes, it's very sweet because we know that people are trying to avoid sugar from the snacks. Parents are trying to see how they can cut down sugars from the children's snack, the children meal, and all that. So we have to provide an alternative for them. So
mm.
this is like a all food combination of carbohydrate and protein.
Carbohydrate.
So
Okay.
you have your beans, you have the cassava flour and the micronutrients in the cassava flour, and it
Mm,
is sugar free, but it is very, very tasty. You will love it. One secret
mm.
about the snack is do not taste, because once you taste, you get addicted.
Okay. Well,
So yeah, and it is very, very crunchy, very, very crunchy.
okay.
And what other product am I not talking about? Okay, so the orange flesh sweet potato. Yes, I know in Canada you have this orange potato and all that. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just it is just in Nigeria that is just now being common and all that. So we
Mm,
made it into flour form for
okay.
mothers, maybe for the babies, or you want to eat swallow, and especially for people that are washing down on their cutting down their weight,
Wait.
or you
Okay.
eat late, you want something light, something easy digest that is easily digestible, and
Yeah.
you want swallow. You know,
Mm.
we Nigerians, we like it now
Oh,
swallow in
yeah.
the morning.
Oh, definitely.
Forget, oh, what do I have lunch and I'll be eating a bar. Forget that one. We want our swallow at night.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
we've
true.
been able to give you a swallow that is light and it's very, very, like the starch content is drastically low.
Mm, wow.
So you can eat, yeah, so you can have your OFSP flour, that's, yes, the vitamin potato flour, like your amala, and you
Mm.
eat. Yeah. So
And that's
I think
that's
then we
wonderful.
have the flour. Sorry, the
Oh yeah,
flour.
go on.
So
Yeah.
the flour is not the laughing flour now, but the flour that is used for baking for confectionaries. So
Oh, okay.
biscuit industries, bread bakeries, whatever. So whatever you can do with your wheat flour, you can also do with the cassava flour.
Mm.
Indomie, your noodles is made with
Mm.
cassava flour. So if you think you
Wow.
don't want cassava, if you've eaten Shoprite bread in Nigeria, you've eaten cassava. So just take it with that. So
Mm.
yeah, those are the products that we have in the market.
That's wonderful. It's really amazing that a lot of can come out from just one product, which
Like a
we
lot, you have
ignore.
cassava tea.
Mm.
Yeah, like
Mm.
a lot of product, a lot. It's
Mm.
just that we for you to go into all these things requires funding,
Yeah.
and also in Nigeria we need to put more effort on research and
Research. Yeah.
innovation.
Yes.
Yes. So your cassava leaf tea is actually something that is very, very healthy. Like it's very, very healthy. Olden days now, should we have our parents that they will go to farm and use cassava leaf to make soup?
To make soup. Yeah.
Yes. And now we have cassava leaf tea, although it is not commercialized yet,
Mm.
but it has been tested.
Mm.
And there are a lot of things that you can do from cassava, your cassava chips for pharmaceuticals, your cassava starch, your saboteur, like that's like ethanol,
Mm.
your tapioca, a lot that you can do with cassava, a lot.
Mm.
Now cassava peels is money now for animal
Animal
industries,
feed.
for
Yeah.
animal feed. So even cassava stem, the stick, it is big
Mm.
money again now. So nothing is being wasted in cassava. It is before that farmers will just plant and leave the rest on the farm, or they just give it out. Now farmers sell their stems. They make money from the stems also. So nothing is
Mm.
being wasted in cassava. We just need to sit down, strategize, research, and see what we can do. And that's actually applied to every other crops too that you do.
Crops. Yeah.
Like because for me, I love experimenting a lot. I'm a
Mm.
Christian, but sometimes even on Sundays when I wake up with ideas, if I don't do that idea that day, nothing will happen. No. Like I have
Mm.
to try and do something about it.
Mm.
So the lot, even normal other crops that we have, the other things you can do with it. So we just need to, like I said, be the principalities and power of whatever you
Oh,
choose to
whatever
do.
you choose to do. Yeah.
Yes. So
I like that statement. It's wonderful. So thank you so much for joining us.
thank
Um, the what is your last words for farmers in general, and also a lady or a girl or woman that wants to get into farming? So in two separate farmers general, because you're a farmer, whether you like it or not, whether you're male, you're female. Let's talk to farmers, and also talk to someone that is looking up to you, a girl, um, even a boy, even a guy. Because with a lot of things you said right now, I'm actually looking up to you. I'm like, oh, so I can do that even without. So just give us your last words.
for farmers generally, like I salute you. I know it has not been easy. Yes, that's not be easy. Days you cry, days you're down. It is not easy. But one thing I will just say is with your persistence and great effort,
Hmm.
you definitely get there. And please, one important thing I always tell people, always ask for help. Like even if you're down, if something happens on your farm, if Fulani herdsmen come to your farm, burn everything, please don't be in isolation. Ask
Hmm.
for help.
And also,
Like
a true farmer should always be willing to help other farmers. That's
yeah,
that's
so please
just the
ask
way it
for
is.
help.
So
Don't just sit
yeah.
down, please. I beg. See, I'm begging you now. I see. I know what I've gone through, and that is why I'm begging you. Ask for help,
Hmm.
and with persistence, your passion, why you went to it, your why of going into agriculture, by putting more effort, asking for help, then very importantly, collaborate with other people. Don't
Work
believe
with
you can
other
do it
people.
all.
Yeah.
Collaborate. Collaboration helps a lot. It helps a lot. So
Mm,
please. And for intending female and male farmers, please start with trainings. Don't just take your money and you want to get land, you want to get this, you want to get that. Start with trainings. See, there's nothing that you can do without training. If you don't know that aspect of agriculture that you want to venture into, look for people who are vast in that aspect and who can hold your hand. So go for trainings. If you spend your money for training, don't feel you want to go for free trainings. Spend
mm,
your money for trainings to acquire the
yeah.
knowledge you need before venturing into it. Because when you burn your fingers, you'll be the only one there. So
Mm,
for you to be, I'm not saying you will not encounter challenges, but at least to cut down the
cut
challenges,
down. Yeah.
go for trainings, and start small. Don't just say you want to start 100 acres of cassava today or
Mm,
50 acres of tomato tomorrow. Start small and expand later. Thank you.
mm. Thank you so much. We're so grateful that you're here on the show with us. We're hoping that you will be able to get you back on the show to still talk, because there's a lot we still need to talk about. I'm very sure we haven't even scratched the surface at all. Um, but the thing is that we like to keep our time in between an hour thereabout. So we don't just want to go on and on, because if you're here, I'm very sure we'll talk like 3 4 hours and we'll still be talking about cassava. So thank you so much for joining us. And also, we hope we'll be able to come to your farm one of these days and come and see how everything is done, so that we can
Yes,
also,
friend.
yeah, thank you for giving us that open invitation. So we'll let you know whenever, we're going to come on, and
No problem.
hopefully get you back on the show once again, because there's still other things I want to talk to you about, and
No problem.
I'll definitely let you know. So once again, we're here with Atinuke Lebile of Cato Foods and Farms, and she's been talking to us about value added to cassava crop. So if you can always go back to watch our show. Remember to subscribe, like, and also click on the notification button on YouTube to make sure you see us when we come back online again. And every other show we have live show we come up with. And thank you everybody for joining us. Do have a wonderful day, and happy Easter to you, Atinuke, and the family. And
Thank you. I do you
you
too.
know, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.